Alright, guys, so episode 2 of this, what I've chosen to call Blueprint in Practice, because it's just me showing how I implement the blueprint in real life. Because as a beginner, it can be quite difficult to understand like the intricacies and details of the document, even if you read it. So it's important to show, like over a long period of time, honestly, how exactly it's done. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, so I just do the same stuff over and over again. In this video, I think I'm going to talk a little more about nutrition. Some people have also asked me about that. Like, what about the nutrition part? Because the training part, you can see in the background. Like, this is one of my workouts. And the workout I train about 4 or 5 times a week. And it's the same workout every single time. I have no variation in my training whatsoever. And I haven't had that for, I don't know how long. I can't even remember when I did an exercise that was not chin-ups, push-ups, or squats. Like, other than for fun, perhaps. But yeah, the nutrition. So I've taken a couple of pictures of what I've been eating since the last episode, which was over 1.5 weeks ago. And that's because I've been on like a vacation thingy. But this is what I've been eating. So number one meal is some pasta with some chicken and some greens and some cheese. Meal number 2 is a slice of pizza. I obviously ate multiple slices, with some salad on top. And then meal number 3 is like my typical meal I eat most of the time, especially when I'm at home, which is like 99% of the time. So it's rice, eggs, mixed veggies, and meat. But as you can see, they're all very similar. And what I've realized, if you look closely at food, is that all foods contain the same sort of food. Like, you have some carbs. In meal number 1, it's pasta. In meal number 2, it's bread. And in meal number 3, it's rice. Like, these are all the same things, okay? Pretty much. And then you have some meat. All of these 3 meals include meat. It doesn't matter which sort of meat. Just some protein, right? And then some greens. And that's about it. So like your vitamins and minerals, right? And then you have some healthy fats in the form of cooking oil or something like that, or some cheese. And that's all meals. They consist of some sort of carb, some sort of protein, and some sort of fat source. And that's about it. And then some greens in there for vitamins and minerals. And that's all meals. Like all meals which consist of good foods, which is number 1 rule of nutrition if you follow my system, consists of these 3 areas of food, right? And that also makes it very simple to like moderate the amount of food you're eating. So if you eat like varied, so you eat different sorts of foods, it's not that difficult to change around. Like, just if you eat rice normally, but then switch over to pasta, just eat an equivalent amount of pasta, and it's the same stuff. Like, the calorie count in these 2 foods are not that different. And the only thing you got to worry about when it comes to calories and stuff is that fat contains twice the calories as proteins and carbs. But apart from that, you can just eat the same portion sizes of different foods pretty much. That's what I've done anyway. But yeah, so last week I was on like a mini vacation, and I wasn't really able to work out properly. So in the training in the background, this is my training yesterday. The first time I trained properly in over a week. So where I wear a weight vest, I try to increase my strength and my lifts, etc. And this was honestly a very good training. Like, it felt amazing. Maybe it's because I'd just been deloading, I suppose you could call it, for a week. So I've only been training with my body weight for a week's time. So no weight vest, no nothing. So suppose when you get back into training properly, then it just feels better for some reason. But I was only able to hit 8 repetitions on the chin-up. So I always use that as my strength marker. And I always try to increase the amount of reps I do in the first sets of the exercises. And this especially applies to the chin up, because that's the exercise which is responsible for me either adding weight to my weight vest or not, because it's where I'm the weakest. So it's the exercise I do first. It's the hardest of the exercises. But I was only able to do 8, and before I went on vacation, I guess, I was able to do 9. Like I hit 9 reps. So I've actually kind of regressed a little bit. I mean, this might just be whatever. Like, your trainings are never going to be, some days are going to be bad, some days are going to be great. But maybe I'm just not, maybe this was just one of those slip-ups. I don't know. But yeah, I want to be able to hit 10 reps, and then I think I'm going to increase the weight on the weight vest like to 15 kilos or 35 pounds from the current 25 pounds. So 10-pound increase or 4-kilo increase. And then I'm probably going to drop down to 5 reps on the chin up. And then you just use the same weight for the push up and squat, right? And then you just continue doing that. So then I'm bulking at the moment. Then you just continue eating, continue training consistently. Then over time, you're going to get stronger if the bulk is working properly. And then over time, at some point, I'm able to do 9-10 reps with 15 kilos. And then I add more, or I might, add. It doesn't really matter how you choose to progress or when you choose to add weight. And, whether you do, work your way up to 10 reps from 5 reps and add weight, or whether you add weight like a kilo or 2.2 pounds, every time you're able to do 1 rep more. This doesn't really matter. But yeah, I typically do like 5 reps and then add 5 kilos, I guess. That's what I'm doing at the moment anyway. But yeah, I can't even keep track. And this is the second set, I believe. And I totally destroyed myself on the first set of squats in this episode. I actually went to failure. I believe in the last episode I talked about the fact that I typically don't go all the way to failure on the squats. This time I definitely did on the first set of squats. I hammered my legs. So I wasn't able to do as many as usual in set 2 and 3. Or in this case, circuits, because I train in circuits, right? But that's fine. As long as you train a failure, like, you're good. You take like 2 minutes rest in between sets. I just wait for my heart rate to drop a little bit, and then I go into training again. But that's just personal preference, I suppose. You can also take less rest, although probably not, or more rest. That's up to you. And yeah, on the squat in this workout, I think I went a little lower than usual, but that's fine. Like, look at my back cracks a little bit at the bottom there. That's fine. Like, as long as you're not training with fucking 300 pounds, 150 kilos on your back, it doesn't matter that much, okay? I mean, ideally you want to avoid it, but that increased range of motion is good for muscle hypertrophy, I guess. So, and that's just how I prefer to train. And I don't think it's that big a problem. Like, are you going to get back problems by training with body weight squats and going very deep and your back cracking a little bit? I doubt it. Even if you train with a weight vest. I mean, typically I don't do it, but in this workout I did. And that's fine, okay? And how deep you can go on the squat, like, some people just cannot go that deep at all, is all determined by your skeleton, pretty much. Like, yeah, there's some muscle tightnesses and stuff that it has a saying there, but I'm pretty mobile. Like, I can reach my feet standing straight, like with my legs pointed straight out. So I'm pretty mobile, I guess. I can also go like partially down into split and stuff. So, and I still can't go all the way down into a deep squat without my back cracking. So it's just my skeleton. Like, I don't know why, but that's just the situation for me. So if I go all the way down, my back cracks or my butt winks or whatever you want to call it. And that's just what it is, man. But yeah. So set 3. Just resting a little bit. But yeah, there's not that much to say about the training. I mean, if you have any questions, let me know. But because it's kind of hard to keep talking about the same stuff, because it's not more complicated than this. Like, you just got to do this consistently for a long time. And the worst thing you can do is not do it, or like change it up and think that you need something more or something different. No, like, this is just as effective as any other training method. It's not more effective. It's just as effective, I'd argue. You can get great results following any sensible training routine, clearly. Like, you see people making progress in all kinds of ways. Doing CrossFit, doing typical bodybuilding, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you stimulate the muscles, right? But this is just as effective. This is just only the core, right? So it's like only what you need. There's no fluff here. This is just like the 3 fundamental exercises you need. I mean, you can do other exercises as long as you do the movement pattern. That's the important bit. So you do a pulling movement, a compound pull, a compound push. Just avoid the vertical pushing because it only trains your front delt, really. And then some squat movement. Like those 3 movements, just pick any exercise there. You could also do single-legged squats. Like, that's up to you. The movement is what matters, not really the exercise. Because if you do the movement, you're going to train those muscles in the movement. And the exercises don't really do much. I mean, they're all great. Yeah. And now I'm finished. And I've chosen to add like a bit of a physique update at the end here. So you can follow along the bulk. As you can see here in a moment. So the scapular push-ups. This is because I still have some scapular winging, which you'll see in a bit. It's definitely far better than it was back in the past. But I still have it to a degree. So yeah, I just do scapular push-ups like this, where I just push apart my shoulder blades to failure. Just one set to failure. I either do it in the beginning of my workout or at the end. And it's definitely harder at the end because I'm so freaking destroyed. But yeah. So now I'm finished. And I open up the light. I don't like to train with my blinds down because I think it's distracting. My room is located right next to a pedestrian street where people walk by. I don't like that. So I like quiet, and I just want to focus on the exercise. That's also something great about keeping the workout simple, is that you can just focus on the training part, right? So I've definitely gained some fat during this bulk. I've been bulking for around 2 months now, and again, I just eat a little more than normally, so like 200 to 400 calories probably. Ideally in the lower part of this range, which I'm also doing, so probably around 200 to 300 calories. I've definitely gained some fat since I began doing this episode, but I've also gotten stronger. Yeah. At some point I want to get super lean so you can actually see like the physique fully, so it's not just covered by fat. That's something cool you can do. And cutting is not that difficult. Like, you just eat a little less food than normally over a long period of time, and that's about it. Then the legs, which I've literally just built by doing bodyweight squats mostly. So yeah, I've gained around 2 kilos or like 5 pounds since I began the bulk, I think. I don't really weigh myself. I just do it occasionally for fun. So that's perfect. Like, following this approach laid out in the blueprint, you'll gain around 1 kilo or like 2.2 pounds a month of mass, most of which is going to be muscle. Because if you eat more than this, like, you're just going to gain a bunch of more fat and not that much more muscle. So it just doesn't really make any sense unless you want to get fat. Yeah. So that was episode 2. This is a little series. Again, let me know if you have any questions. If not, then I'm just going to rant like this in these videos. And see you next time. So next time is Thursday, because the next episode is going to come out quicker because this episode was a bit delayed. And obviously, if you haven't read the blueprint, it's down below. But if you haven't read the blueprint, these episodes don't make much sense. And I've also created a Ko-fi page, I think it's called, where you can donate money to me if you want to. I know if you follow the blueprint and it works, it's gotten you in shape or whatever, then you can donate some money maybe. If you want to. It's obviously voluntary, but if you do, I appreciate it. So yeah, thank you for watching.